We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. Won't ya buy him, take him, try him. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. Don't you want a gorilla you could call your own? A little gorilla be with you when you're all alone. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGill a gorilla for sale. Don't you call him a monkey, he don't got no tail. And if he did, then McGill the monkey would be for sale.
Hey everybody, what's up, what's up? Put some Coke in my cup. This is the Brogcast. This is the very first episode. Well, not the first episode. A couple years back, I had the Brogcast on another channel, but it didn't really work out. And that's just because I rambled and didn't have a script and didn't really have an agenda for what I wanted to talk about. So, yeah, I would get really lost. And so I kind of put that to rest for a while. But now we're back at it again, doing another podcast. This might be kind of a short one because it's the first podcast. I got to get it rolling, and I kind of get into a routine. So, yeah, I guess we could start with what I've been up to in life. I've been going through a lot, and just trying to get through life and trying to get my life back together and get my life better. So that's one thing I've been doing. It's really tough, but sometimes you just gotta have to prepare for it and just do the best you can. Just take it one step at a time. That's one thing that I'm kind of bad at doing, is taking things one step at a time, because I see the bigger picture on things a lot, but almost too much, and so it kind of keeps me off track, So I guess to everyone else out there, just take things one step at a time, no matter where you're at in life, and that'll get you through. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to in life, and I was going to go into current events for this podcast. I don't know of any current events right now. I haven't really been paying attention to the news, but I do know it is snowing pretty bad here in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. Yesterday, it was snowing pretty hard. Me and my parents were eating some Chinese food, and I looked to my right out the window, and it was pouring snow, and we were wondering, are we going to make it home? But we're here safe and sound. The snow melted, and right now it's just kind of lightly raining. But there might be more snow, but I think it's just mostly washed away. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here as far as current events go. I can't really think of anything else. But for the next podcast, I'll be sure to kind of go around and look just to see what's going on. So over on my Patreon, I have a tier set up. It's only $1 a month. For $1 a month, you guys can ask me a question that you want me to answer on the podcast. So far, we've only got one person who wanted to ask a question, but that's cool. It's fine. Yeah, this podcast just started, so one question's cool. It's better than none. So this question comes from someone who wanted to remain anonymous. She asked me, who are people and musicians that have influenced you artistically? So there are hundreds of people. Well, I want to say, no, probably not in the thousands, but hundreds of people, musicians, just people in my daily life who have inspired me and influenced me. I guess I'll start with music. So for those who don't know me, I'm a music guy through and through. I've been a music guy since day one, and it's just a huge part of my life, So I've grown up around music, and so I have a lot of influences, and I have a lot of people who inspire me, not only through music but through daily life, But I guess to name a few, I'm gonna give my top 5 of like the most influential and inspirational musicians for me. So number 1 is Neil Peart. He's the best drummer. He still is. He's not with us anymore, but he's the greatest drummer in the world, and of all time, even I'd arguably say. And when I first started drumming, he was one of the guys who really encouraged me to go out of my comfort zone, pick up those sticks, and just go after it. Just try to challenge yourself, and because Neil Peart plays these crazy time signatures, which I'm still trying to work on in my head, but I can't really comprehend them that good. But I'm trying to. So yeah, Neil Peart is the number one on my list because he's just a legend, and he really goes after it, and he's really intelligent too. He reads books. That's another thing I don't do. I don't read enough books. So he was very inspiring to me too. So. Yeah, number two is probably Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl, as far as music goes. So Dave Grohl, well, okay, music and in life too, because Dave Grohl is a very, very good guy. He is such an awesome dude. And one of the things that I like is that he really helps starting musicians kind of get inspired. Sorry, my messenger's going off. I remember watching a video, and he was basically telling drummers and pretty much artists in general that if you're really good at something, people will notice. You just got to get out there and you just got to try it. And I've had that in my head a lot. And that is really inspiring too, because especially coming from somebody of his caliber, you really need someone to tell you that. To get you going. And I've had a lot of people tell me that too, that the sky's the limit and you just kind of have to go after it and just kind of prove yourself to get where you want to be. So Dave Grohl's number two. Number three is probably Brad Wilk. These are all drummers, but I mean, I'm a drummer at the top of everything, so this kind of makes sense for me. Brad Wilk is number three for me. He's the drummer for Rage Against the Machine, and I really like his style. His style has really influenced my playing a lot. His style is sort of like a hip-hop type style drumming, and I really like it. Okay, this is going to sound... You're going to say, Jonathan, you're crazy. And I very well could be when I say this, but when I was a kid and I started, getting into music and stuff, this was back when Guitar Hero was a thing. At this time, I was kind of into playing guitar. I sat down at a drum set at Guitar Center. I was just messing around, and I started doing like solos. Like at the end of a song where they go crazy and they end the song. That's what I was trying to do. And this guy who came up, and I chances are it wasn't him, but he looked a lot like him, and I could be wrong. But anyway, he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, you can't just be playing solos. It'll start with the beat." And it was a snare, tom, bass beat, boom, 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 and I still remember that to this day. And he was like, "Yeah, you can't just play solos if you want to be a drummer. You gotta really." You got to start with beats. And so from that moment, I really wanted a drum set. I remember I really wanted a drum set, and I was trying to get my parents to buy one. And drum sets are hella expensive. I think the one that I wanted was probably in the upper thousands. And on the ride home, I was kind of crying because I was like, I want a drum set, and they're like, you'll get one someday. And I ended up getting a drum set. So yeah, I was kind of a whiny ass kid. So so it's okay. But yeah, Brad Wilk is number three. Number four, I want to say Will Calhoun from Living Colour. Just like Neil Peart, he has challenged me, or he has inspired me to challenge myself behind the kit. Will Calhoun is very unorthodox, and he uses a lot of unique ways of playing, and I really like what he does. And I like Living Colour anyway. Their whole band is amazing, and I think criminally underrated. Vernon Reid, Muzz Skillings, Will Calhoun, Corey Glover, I'm probably butchering his name. I think it's Glover, but his voice actually has gotten better with age. My friend recently sent me a video of him singing some, I think it was I can't remember if it was a cover, but this dude's voice has gotten better with age. And it's amazing to see. Number five is probably, Rob Rivera from Nonpoint. Nonpoint is another one of those underrated bands that have never really gotten enough recognition. I mean they're pretty up there. But yeah, Rob Rivera is a pretty badass drummer. I really like Rob. Oh my gosh, I really like Rob Rivera. He's a hard-hitting drummer, and so I think that's an influence for me in that regard, because sometimes I really like to play hard. And he uses Vader drumsticks too. I used to be really into Vader drumsticks, but recently I found the Neil Peart Signature Pro Mark sticks, and those are really durable. They're a little heavy, but once your hands get used to it, they're not that bad. So, yeah, Rob Rivera's number 5 for me. Yeah, he really he's another drummer that had quite an influence on me. So that's really it for my top 5 influences when it comes to music. In terms of people in my daily life, there are hundreds. And I don't want to name names just for privacy reasons, but whether it was at work or on the street or at home or at a party, like there are so many people who influenced me in my daily life, and I didn't really notice it or come to realize it until now. And it's kind of incredible. It's kind of breathtaking too, because once I started getting my life together recently, I've kind of thought about all that, and it's kind of overwhelming, but in a good way, and I'm kind of like, I'm enjoying life, and I'm like, this is how life is supposed to be, and I'm really happy, and so yeah, I think that's a wrap for this first episode. I'm going to try to get some more stuff together. This is kind of a short episode, but yeah, this was episode 1 of the Brogcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next week for the second episode of the Brogcast, and you guys have an amazing day. Thank you.
We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. Won't ya buy him, take him, try him. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale.